Well, the human being is fundamentally suffering. And as long as he's chasing something, he's not subject to the pain per se. He feels a bunch of symptoms, he feels discomfort, and he's chasing something which, it's like a person who works all the time. Why are they working all the time, right? So they'll say, I love my work and whatnot. Yeah, but you're using that as an escape. So the so-called system is providing you a chase. If you chase it, and you're obsessively chasing it, you're living the comfortable life that you can within that social structure where you're numb, you don't feel you're suffering. When you begin to realize that your strategies or whatever your attempts you're doing are not functioning, it means the compensations, the drugs that you're using, the illusions that you're using to keep you away from yourself are starting to fade away, so you start to feel your suffering. It was always there. That was the very thing that was pushing you towards the illusion. But you didn't know any better. So the fact that you're looking for a solution it's an intelligent reflex. You need a solution. I'm thirsty, I'm gonna drink. Yeah, but what happens if there's no water? I'm gonna drink Coke. I'm gonna drink whatever the fuck I can. Yeah, but the Coke is gonna make you thirstier. Not for 1 second though. So if I can keep on drinking Coke, this is one of my classical examples. If I can drink Coke all the time, 24 hours a day without an end, then technically I will never be thirsty again, because maybe that's how you quench your thirst, by drinking Coke 24 hours a day. In fact, I should have a Coke industry and live in Coke. So then I'll never be thirsty. So, yeah, but who can live in Coke all the time? Not a lot of people. Who can build a manufacturer of Coke? Not many people. So, and then, right? So just a few will be able to do that if they can. And the rest will barely have access to Coca-Cola once in a while. So the point is, you're looking for a solution and all you got is Coke. Unless somebody comes and tells you and gives you a knock on the head and says, well, you know why you're always suffering every time you drink this? Well, no, I don't know, something must be wrong with you. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with you drinking fucking Coke. You know what you want? Water. Have a sip. Yeah. Where'd you get that from? That's not that. Yeah, that's called Coke. Fuck that shit. But it's good though. Have another sip of water. Whoa, that's so soothing, that's so refreshing, that's so gentle, it's so beautiful, it's so like watery, it's so like, oh, and there's like little elementals around it, and it's like ooh, ooh. It's full of prana, not like some CO2 bullshit in it. Right? You know what I mean? Somebody has to give you a taste of something else. But in order for that person to be visible for you, first a part of you has to realize this ain't working. You may be an addict, you may not know anything else, but there's a part of you that's starting to put it together. It's like, that's not working. And then by default, the illusion that Coca-Cola will quench your thirst, or the illusion that maybe I need to buy an industry of Coca-Cola to quench my thirst, as that illusion or that fantasy starts to fade away, then you start to perceive the inner suffering, and you start to perceive your thirst. But you don't know that you're thirsting for water, because you don't know what fucking water is, but you can feel you're thirsting for water, but you don't know what water is to be able to say, I'm looking for water. But the feeling of thirst that's starting to be separated from the obsession with Coca-Cola is now opening a door towards the water bearer, who's technically always been there. But you haven't called him. How are you going to call the water bearer? By reading a book that says that? No. By suffering, separating itself from Coca-Cola, suffering being respected, and there's consciousness in it. You're not running away from it, because the suffering is saying, well, you're suffering, it's intelligent. You don't have water. That's why you're thirsty. It's not because anything's wrong, besides the fact that there's no water. And how the hell are you going to make the suffering go away by drinking Coca-Cola? So the suffering is not an issue. Yeah, but everybody runs from it. So maturity kind of settles you into it. The extra drama around it starts to subside. You're like, fuck, this suffering is just, maybe you don't know the word, but I don't need to know the word thirst to know I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty right now. I don't need to be able to call it thirst to know I'm thirsty, and my hand is going to go for whatever I can drink. Suffering is the secret, but people have made suffering into a cult, have made it into all, insanity. No, it's not suffering the way these crazy people who want to kill themselves suffer. No, that's called masturbation. No, I'm talking about genuinely feeling the dis-ease, that there's something missing. And that's the feeling that something is missing is what calls it. And also it's what allows you to say, that doesn't do it.